Welcome to Retriever Ridge. Today, we're going to do some training on a slip lead. I'm going to teach you how to get your little puppy or your big dog like Moose here, who's nearly 120 pounds, to not pull you over when you're trying to take him on a lead and walk him around. It's made out of like a nylon, flexible nylon, heavy duty cable. And so on one end, you have a big hook, so you can hook right into his collar. This works best, and I recommend flat collars for any dogs. Right now he has on his training collar, it's a flat collar that also has a D-loop on it. But basically what you do is, so day-to-day life, you just hook it on him, you let him walk like any other lead. So the other way that we do it is we make a slip lead, or slip, almost like a choker slip. So what you do is you still hook this into their collar, and you just loop the handle through the D-loop on here. It's got a really big loop for that in particular. So I showed you one way you can use it. This is the second way. You put on the dog's neck as you're walking. You give them stimulation through that. It's choking them. You pull it, but the way that I teach, the way you should do this, you never actually just choke them and hold it. It's just corrections. You just make corrections and that's it. The next way is you can pull it around their nose and make a figure eight, like a halter that goes over their head. So let me show you a few of those and how it works. Now, he's not had very much of lead training at all. We live out in the country. He has a GPS collar. He stays on our 40 acres pretty much all day. When I take him to town, I have to take him to the vet, or just once in a while we take him out somewhere where he has been a lead. He's not really been trained, so sometimes it can be a little bit of a fight. He is a good dog. He does listen to me well, so typically he won't pull too hard. He doesn't go too crazy. He doesn't get upset about things. But when you're walking your dog on a lead, come on, Moose. You see how he's already pulling, getting out ahead of me? You can't really correct him with this. Right now I'll just have it hooked to his D-loop on his collar. There's no correction. He's still doing a pretty good job though. Look, he's going to show off and act like he's perfect. Okay. One thing that you want with a lead when you're walking your dog is you never want to have to pull that lead tight. You don't want to be pulling on it, holding it back. You shouldn't be out there ahead of me. Okay, you should be able to just hold this thing and let him walk beside you. Let's go. Let him walk beside you. There should be slack in it. There's no reason to even have it tight. And I know it's hard to get to this point, but that's what this is going to do. It's going to help you get there. And he's amazingly well right now, doing amazingly well. This has not been on him in probably 2 months. Okay, good boy. So the trick to this, I'm gonna go ahead and switch him over, sit, so you can see how it fits on him when I use it with the slip lead choker style. So I'm gonna hook it first to make sure I get this the right direction. He's a gun dog and I'm right-handed, so he's gonna be on my left side always. If I'm shooting a shotgun, my shell's ejected on the right-hand side, I want him to be on my left side. That's just one of the things I like to do. Okay, so push this through the loop like I showed you a minute ago. And now the direction it needs to be, if he's on my left side, you want this to thread through just like this. So hook this to his collar D-loop, and then you want this to be on this side, so when you give him a correction, it pulls, it'll let back off. If he's on my left side and have it like this, I may pull it, and it will hang and won't let back off, okay? So we're gonna have it like this, slide it over his head, find his D-loop. Now, a lot of slip lead collars, you don't have this, so you don't have to hook it. You just put it right over their head. And those are okay too. But I kind of like having this extra. It's basically a 3-in-1. A regular lead, a slip loop, or a slip lead, and then also the figure eight. Okay? So let's go. Heel. And one time he's at a heel. Now, if I need to give a correction, which you're probably not going to see me need to do that here because we're kind of out by ourselves here and there's not going to really be any distractions. All I do is just a little pop. Sometimes it has to be a big pop. If he was going crazy right now, it would be a big pop, but it's just a big pop. Okay? What you're going to do is walk him in circles like I'm doing right now. The best training thing you can do is to come into a short area like on the sidewalk or your porch or in your living room floor. Just walk back and forth and make inside circles, inside turns. It keeps him having to pay attention to you. And his head should be right about your knee. See, he's going to stop, and I'm not telling him to. We're going to keep going. Now, if I stop beside him, he is to stop beside me and sit. But I'm still walking. So again, you notice that little correction didn't hurt him, anything like that. It just gave him a little bit of stimulation so he can figure out what he's doing. But this inside circle keeps his nose coming into me. And so I can stop and do them really short. This is how you get him to pay attention to you, is by making quick turns. And we start out with inside turns because they're easier for him to follow you. But as you notice, like this lead is staying, except for when I have to correct him, it's staying slack. Okay? Turn. And when I turn, sometimes he's a little slow on the turn. I need him to know to come with me. And so I'm getting a little tension on that thing, but it's still, I'm not pulling tension. I'm just snapping tension like that. Good boy. Good boy. He's doing great. You can reward them with the treat at this point when they're doing what they're supposed to be. You can, if they've been using a clicker, you can clicker train and click that moment in time if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. But reinforces behavior. Good boy. Good boy. So I don't have treats or a clicker with me right now. So what I like to do is just stop him. If he's doing what he's supposed to be. Good boy. Good boy. You hear me? I stop, he stops. Good boy. And I give him some loving. Okay, now I'm going to demonstrate how it looks if you do the halter style, the figure 8 halter style. So leave everything hooked just like you have it. Pull some slack in it and just make a twist. Okay, go over his snout. Now pull it back snug. Now this pulls it up pretty short. This is not going to hurt him again because you're not going to let him just sit and pull. You're going to correct him when he does it wrong. Now they don't always like this, but like if I took him out to Lowe's or the pet store right now and there are other people around, I would have to use this because he wouldn't stop pulling and more than likely would not pay enough attention to the pops with it just around his neck. So this is like the end all be all that he doesn't like, and he'll do exactly as you say. As you can see, I'm just holding pressure. Whenever he pulls away, I just kind of give a little tug. You never hold constant pressure. If you hold constant pressure, you're reinforcing that. That's what most people do. They get their dog on a leash, the dog leads. Well, the dog's not supposed to lead. You're supposed to lead the lead. The dog should be beside you. Good boy, Moose. Good boy. Good boy. Again, inside turns. That's what we do first, inside turns. Come on. If he gets behind you a little bit, you gotta tug and get him to come forward. That's the correction. Your dog will probably, a lot of y'all get comments that my dog's nowhere near that calm. And he won't be. He won't be that calm. I get it if you've never done this. And you have a dog that's not calm. Moose is a 1.5-year-old lab, and he's just calm. This is his personality. Vary your speed, vary your turns, make them quick. For right now, we're just going to go inside. You've slowly been doing outside turns. I'll show you. They're a lot harder. Again, it's easy to do on a controlled sidewalk like this because he's trying to stay on the concrete. It's a controlled area. It's not just a wide open space. But anyway, your dog may require a correction, a harder correction. I'm not going to do it hard on him because he's doing so well, but it might require a good snap. So the dog's feet leave the ground when you snap? No. But you can pop him like that and pull him back. And it's a pop. You keep going. Every time he starts to get down ahead of you, you just pop it a little bit. And start out small. Your dog might need more. Your dog might need a really hard pop. But again, it shouldn't be so hard that the dog squeals out loud like crazy or that his feet come off the ground or anything like that. It should just be a pop. You're pulling him back into place and you're going. And the second that he is in the position where he's supposed to be and walks along for 2 or 3, 4 seconds, reward him with a treat, reward him with a click, reward him with good boy, stop, pet him, let him know he's doing a good job. But you should never have your dog, once your dog is trained, you should basically just be able to hold that lead with 2 fingers. Let's go. And he won't pull away from you, even if something comes by. So you're doing this, like with everything else that we do when we're training, start at home where there's no distractions. Add in distractions. Let another dog come by if you have one. Let your kids come by. Let your wife walk by. Go out to a local park and walk the dog. Where's the other distractions? Come on. He wants to sit down more than he wants to walk. But add in distractions slowly. Don't just do this. Don't order one of these leashes. Do this 5 times and then go to Lowe's with him expecting to be able to do it. He's not going to be able to do it. He's gonna freak out more than likely and either get scared or be hyper and go after everything. And he's still on heel. So he knows a little bit of that. Very little. It's been a while since we've done any of this. But he's a very good, smart boy. And so once I'm done with training him, I unhook this. And again, like I said, he's on the heel command. So you say that one time at the beginning. And he stays on it until I release him, whether he's sitting when I stop or whether we're walking. But now that we're stopped, I'm going to release him. Moose, okay. Now he's released from heel. He's no longer on there. But standingstonekennel.com, order yourself one of these. It's the best tool you can use to train your dog to walk.